fuck? We're gonna have one of those nights.
Goddamn Mongolians!
The earthquake broke the interwebs.
That was me just sitting down on my chair.
That's so fucking dumb why I did that.
Does Australia have earthquakes?
Yeah, my part of the country does. Because we're near Indonesia.
Hmm.
There
That
a
makes
fault
sense.
line in the ocean right there?
Mm-hmm.
Thanks.
If they get like a magnitude 7 earthquake, we fucking feel it.
We just had an earthquake. Like it was
did.
a 4.9.
There was a couple of them actually. There was a nice little swarm.
Oh, I only felt the one. It was like
No, there was like 4. It was like a 4.6, then like a 3.9, then a 3.0, and then like a 2.5. All right there on the San Andreas Fault. Yeah.
it's San Andreas' fault.
On my stream, it's still live.
Hey,
I just refreshed my screen and it came back.
Yeah. The bodies are being left in the streets, and then dude, I can't imagine what their healthcare system is like.
Oh, their healthcare system is shit.
Yo,
If it even
What
exists.
up?
can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
No,
I know
Using
a lot
these little echo buds.
I know a lot of Eastern Indian people are very smart, and they're all doctors in the fucking U.S. So
I know, right?
Kenny, he was just telling. There's an article here that Ecuador is just dumping bodies in the street, and people
that's
are
pretty
coming.
sad.
People are coming to clean them up. Yeah.
but just to be
That's
fair,
crazy.
they live in cardboard boxes on top of each other, and
Yeah,
half of them.
it's a pretty broken state or country. I said
Yeah,
state.
I imagine things are not
Ecuador is
going too
doing
great.
that. All of them South American countries are like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I was watching Philip DeFranco, and he was talking about Japan. Japan is basically they close the schools, but all the stores are still open. There's no lockdown. There's nothing, and they're like, and people are trying to tell people like, hey, they're trying to warn them and like, we need to do something, man, because I guess their hospitals are already kind of draining,
Right.
That's
And
crazy.
on top of that, they're pretty fucking careless about everything anyway. I mean, for fuck's sake, you ever smelled an Ecuador? A guy from Ecuador?
Oh, I was talking about Japan.
Oh,
I don't know what.
I've
Ecuador's
never
become.
smelled a man from Ecuador. No.
I'm sure it smells like dick. Trust me.
For Munda cheese.
Might depend on where you smell it.
So how long are you planning on keeping that bike, Kitty?
It smells like a long day of working on the Daytona.
Oh,
Yeah.
whoa.
From Munda Cheese
Oh, God.
and Tobago.
Which Daytona's broke now?
Oh.
That's a laugh. That laugh means both of them.
Which Daytona needs a stator?
I don't like either one of you right now.
Oh, well, I guess in his defense, the 765 hasn't left the garage only twice. So yeah.
And it already.
How long do I plan on keeping this bike? I plan on keeping it and riding this bitch for a long fucking time, only because it was expensive, and if I don't ride it, I'll feel like an asshole. So
I don't believe you, sir. You know what I see? I see in your future.
Putting a motor in.
No, I see you selling it because you're not using it.
No,
and
wait.
wait.
I know where you're going with this. I know where you're going with this.
You're gonna come up with a reason, and you're gonna be like, "Well, I'm not using it, so I'll just sell it and take that money and invest it here." Where
you know what? All right, so you're taking my so I have this thing, like if I get a new toy, I usually have to get rid of an old toy. That's the kind of the rule my wife made, and I think most people's wives have that. But there are some shit that I buy that I think I'm going to use and I don't. I don't think this bike is going to be one of those things.
I don't know.
Really?
Bikes are pretty fun.
I've had it for 2 days now, and I've gone like 12 miles, I think.
Well, that's because you don't have any.
You need to get on Boris's level. That's what.
Fuck no, man. Boris did like 25 miles like 2 days ago, and then did 11 miles yesterday. No, I had to divide my shit up, and I still only did like 10 miles today. No, Boris is on a way way other plane than me.
See, I was picturing like you and Brad in a scene out
Wow.
of Three's Company riding your bike.
You know what? Like 12
You-
miles, I think. You just
He's an
jealous. It's now, and you jealous. You want me to get upgrade to a 3-seater so we can all ride together.
I want you to buy a boat.
You know what? No,
No.
dude, that's the last thing I would
Exactly.
fucking buy.
Although it's probably the safest place to be right now.
Right?
Well,
Hell
your own boat. Your
No.
own boat. Not a
No.
cruise ship.
No.
or a Navy boat.
You remember that Living Dead movie with the zombies where they were in the mall? It came out like a
Oh
bunch of
yeah,
years ago.
that one out of the millions of zombie movies out there.
Yeah. Anyways, I think it's one of the better ones. I forget, but anyways, A Day of the Dead. It was a Day of the Dead remake, and they went out on a boat, and it was fucking zombies on a fucking sailboat. No
I don't
thanks.
remember them out going out on a boat.
Yeah, as at
Not
the end,
Day
you
of
got to
the
watch
Dead.
past the credits.
Oh yeah.
You got to not the original Day of the Dead, the remake of the Day of the
Oh,
Dead.
no, I
where
didn't
at
watch
the
past
end,
the
during the
credits,
credits.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I didn't
They
know
went on the
that.
fucking boat and they were like, "We're gonna go to an island," and then they get to the island, and there's fucking zombies on the island.
Well, obviously they went to the wrong island. Kenny.
Right.
They probably did go to the wrong island.
They went to the right island. They wouldn't have been any zombies.
Yeah, they would have been fine. Sorry, I'm clanking around a little bit. I'm trying to put some tools away.
Your garage is the cleanest it's ever been.
No. Well, it's cleaner than it was like 2 days ago. Man, I had shit everywhere. I don't remember what I was doing, but I didn't put any of my toys away.
He
Oh,
threw him right out of the pram.
What? Right out of the what?
Pram.
God damn it! Can you speak like a fucking American? With
I don't. What is?
Who's that? Oh,
Stroller.
What is a pram? I don't know what that is.
It's a fucking stroller that you put your kids in, man.
Oh, why
They
did you
call it
fucking say
a
stroller?
Graham.
Why
Just
didn't you
call
say
it a
stroller? If you know the word. Jesus.
That's because
Christ.
you guys
You gotta-
fucking say aluminum.
Hey,
When you guys
It
start
is- it
saying
is
aluminium,
It's aluminum.
nah.
We
It's
say
aluminum.
aluminum, genius. Good God.
I'm pretty
damn it.
sure that's the way it sounded out. Aluminum.
It's
No.
not aluminium. There's no I in aluminum.
There fucking is, man.
Yeah. Wait. I had to think about that for a second. I'm pretty sure there is. I'm pretty sure there's an I in that word somewhere.
Well, then the
Where
I
did he
is
go?
not in the right
Where did he
spot.
go? It looks like he's getting a gun out to shoot me.
It's not in the right spot for it to be aluminium.
Well, yeah, that I will agree with. I don't think it's in the right spot.
Right, there is an I right in the middle.
Anyways,
British
I'm pretty
say
sure.
all-
I'm pretty sure it's easier to say stroller than pram.
Or
It's
aluminum.
easier for me to straight roll. Yeah, it's easier for me to say stroller than pram.
That shiny.
When
When I
metal
think
stuff.
pram,
In
I
his
think
defense,
pram,
it is a
and
one
that reminds
syllable.
me of shitty oil filters.
Oh, yeah.
Well, in his defense, it is only one syllable, so technically it is easier to say pram than stroller.
No,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd have to
not in
agree.
my language.
I mean, because we're American, of course we're going to say fuck you, but it is
Yeah,
one
fair.
syllable compared to two.
Billy got to be the
I-
smart guy here.
I like my syllables. The more syllables, better. Work.
America.
What'd you say, Ghost? I have to park?
No. I say Billy got to say it all appropriate and bring it up.
There's Tim.
You got to get science involved.
Science.
Oh damn, I had the wrong chat on.
Oh man.
I do have to
There
get
we
science.
go.
What up,
Now
Tim?
I can
How you
see.
doing?
Hello.
How's your
Because
How's
science,
life?
science is a lot more influential than fucking talking shit.
Yes.
By the way,
Science is equivalent to talking shit.
I was reading an article that
Science
said,
is the equivalent to not talking shit.
I was
For
reading an
instance,
article.
getting on your bike and riding around fucking town, it's probably more dangerous than staying home. Science.
A little
Fucking
bit.
I did see a meme today. I think it was like fails and fights or whatever, but it was like the two buttons, and it was like go for a ride or like not go for a ride because hospital beds are already full, kind of thing. Which
Yeah,
is the whole
I-
idea behind it.
Riding the motorcycle it seems like a bad idea right now. And
Yeah.
honestly, I got no place to go, so I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah, I think riding right now is a bad idea. It's just
Yeah. I
It
don't
depends
plan on
on where
crashing.
you are.
Well, I
No,
think,
not depending on where you are. It's
Well,
a fucking
yeah.
world.
well,
fucking
well,
emergency.
well, when we say
I completely disagree. We have 10
Well, I
cases
used to
in my whole.
respect.
Well,
It was
in my whole
awesome.
county, we have 10 cases, so it's not like the healthcare system is
oh yeah,
overloaded
yeah. So your
at this
county's,
point.
your county's good.
Yeah, if my
Well, if
hospital,
those 10
if my
cases
local
think like you're
hospitals,
thinking, it's going to turn into 100,000.
well, it may be but for right now, we got 10 cases. So all I'm saying is that yeah, if my hospitals in my county where I live were completely
Yeah.
overwhelmed, I would not ride.
Yeah. That is a good point.
Well, I don't give a fuck if they're overwhelmed. I'm still gonna go ride.
Well, then you're fucking dumb too, buddy.
Yeah, I don't know, man. My case is like, I don't want something to happen and then there's no hospital beds, or you take up a hospital bed
Well,
for someone they could.
Well, you
potentially
have
need
a
it.
special case because if you go to the hospital and you fucking get sick,
Oh, then it's even
you
worse.
could end up being there for
Yeah.
a while. Yeah, you need to stay far away from that shit.
I'm
Alright,
not staying home.
I'm gonna leave you guys. I gotta head off.
All right, man.
I might
Bye,
come back
all right.
later.
Have a good day or night.
That's it.
Get another
Good
trip
day.
on the body.
Yeah, boy.
Hey, don't run over any prams.
Prams,
No,
yeah.
have to push the Primalot.
Needed that.
Cheers, Tim. Cheers.
Cheers. Here's to you boys.
Oh, what are you drinking?
Drinking
Oh,
a
here we
little. I'm drinking the Sexton Irish whiskey with water.
Dude, if you have COVID in your throat, that'll help it. For
How you know?
Yes,
That'll
found
kill
some.
it. That'll definitely kill it, right? I'm like,
Yeah.
I was
Hope
like,
so.
you know what?
If it's a high enough proof.
Just keep a little flask of 151, and every time you talk to someone, just take sips while you're talking to them. Oh yeah, sip. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
sip.
dude, I got that growler today.
You can
I
just
think
throw
that's
it
the
in
way
their
I'm gonna
face.
get beer from now on.
Yeah, growlers are good ways to get beer.
I've never bought one before, but now I've got a beer that I like. I can just pour it in my favorite glass. Yeah.
Delicious.
You next time you come over this way, whenever going outside isn't fucking dangerous.
Yeah.
That
Where are
brewery,
we
that Nobu brewery, they opened a restaurant alongside of it. You know, they got the best fucking hamburger and fries I've had in a long time.
Well, you can still go through the drive-thru.
Yeah. Drive.
They don't have a drive-through. They
Oh.
do food to go, but it's nothing like eating it there.
So I was reading an article that said oil might go negative pricing.
Well, it bounced back like crazy the last 2 days. It went from $20 a barrel to 28 something today. I didn't see the settlement price, but I know it was around 28. But it could still be in the phase where it's all wild fluctuations.
Yeah, I
We'll
was
just
just
have to
gonna
wait
say.
and see. Yeah.
Apparently, they don't have any place to put new oil. Like they're
Yeah.
out of storage.
Yeah, there's a massive glut. You're absolutely right. All I know is that I bought fuel for $1.45 a gallon today. So yeah.
God damn.
Damn.
Wow.
I think it's down to like 320 here.
Oh wow. Well, that's even low for you guys.
I paid $2.40, $2.39 for premium at Costco.
What?
Yeah, like
Oh,
2 days ago.
Costco. I
Yeah,
haven't been to I'm staying far away from Costco. That place is a
for
madhouse.
sure.
Costco's not as bad as some of the other places.
Yeah, I went to Walmart the other day.
Walmart is. You won't go to
What-
Costco, but I would go to
156.
Walmart.
It was
You know what?
156.
I
Holy shit,
needed
that's
something, and I only needed one of that thing, and I didn't want to go to Costco for it.
I know Home Depot is saying that they're taking precautions and all this, and they got a cleansing room at our Home Depot and all that. But Lowe's is not Home Depot, and so Home Depot is not associated with Walmart. Lowe's is, and they're not doing shit.
Yeah,
Well, fuck
Walmart's not doing a damn thing.
No, the
You know what,
Walmart here are. The Walmart here actually has a traffic pattern now where they direct you around the store.
Oh, they don't. They don't.
Oh,
have that
so you
either.
can go right through the cloud of everyone else. Fucking
There you
genius.
go.
You know what I didn't
Right.
get? So they make you line up 6 feet apart to get into the Walmart, but once you're in, it's like a free for all.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So I was like,
And you're
why
touching
is the
everything,
store?
too.
Yeah, why is there line wrapped around the store just to get in and be in the same cloud as everyone else?
Goddamn
Fuck
handrails
you
and
guys.
shit. And the one
I'm
big
too
thing
mad
is
to get now.
the one big thing is the beer section and the frozen food section. What's that? Doors, handles. Everybody's fucking opening that
Yeah.
shit.
No, the
Opening it up.
beer section is no handles.
Ugh.
Oh yeah,
That's
not
why
as
they
Why don't have handles?
Yeah,
Okay,
no,
that's
the
good.
beer sections at Walmart are like they're like like you're buying vegetables.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're displayed like
It's,
veggies.
it's a whole row.
Yeah, here's where
I think
and here
they
is
have
where we
more
water
beer
our.
and alcohol than vegetables.
Yeah, this is where we water our hops.
This is why I'm glad I had same day Amazon delivery.
Yeah, we
Mhm.
don't.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't have that.
You don't get that out there?
No. I have
The
2-day. I
Prime
think.
Prime Now or whatever.
No, I have the normal 2-day, but I haven't seen that one.
I got 1 day too, but there's still a fucking delivery man touching my fucking box, so I have to
Yeah.
go there and bleep that shit too.
Human contact is going to be unavoidable past
Yeah.
a certain point, you know.
Right?
So you just have to do what you can. Keep your immunities up. Keep your fat. Yeah, I went out today. I didn't go to any public places, but just out. I went to go see the one of the 2 remaining clients my multimedia business has at this point. Dude, you want to talk about falling off to nothing? We can talk about that later. But anyway, I wore a bandana. I looked like a bandito, man. I just,
Did nothing. It did nothing.
I've got
A bandana has
two masks
0.5
that I wear when I
no,
leave the
that's not,
house.
that's also not true at all, Billy. It will help.
No, it is true. A bandana has 0.5 microns that can go through it.
Microns-
COVID-19 is 0.0125 microns, so it can go through your bandana.
Yeah, we're hearing the exact opposite here. Not the exact opposite. You're right about that. It's not effective like an N95 mask or something like that. And it won't help me from getting it from anybody else, but it can help me if I become inadvertently affected from doing something that might infect the
spreading
next
it.
person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it has some value. It's not valueless. It's not perfect.
Right. I'll
It's
give
not
you
good.
that. I'll give you that. That's true.
Yeah, something is always better than nothing.
Yeah.
But
Unless you work in a hospital, then you have
Dude.
what you need.
dude, I was watching. Did you guys watch Philip DeFranco?
No.
He was showing a video of a lady, a nurse who quit her job because she got put into a COVID-19 rotation, and none of the nurses in that area had masks on. They were treating patients without any masks on, and she said, "Hey," she told her boss, "I have my own N95 mask. I want to use it," and they told her no, because there's not enough masks for everyone to go around, and so she quit. She's like, fuck that. And she was crying about it, basically saying, look, this is bullshit. Like, these nurses are going in there with nothing, and they're working, and they're going to get sick.
My brother-in-law is not.
There's another nurse, the same thing happened, and they fired her.
That's crazy, man. That makes no sense whatsoever. My brother-in-law is not allowing his nurses to go in to treat any of the patients that have it unless they are in full PPE.
That's the way it should be.
Yeah. In fact, they'll get fired for the opposite. If they go in without full PPE, then they'll get fired.
Well,
What does PPE stand for? I saw that today. I don't know.
Personal protection equipment.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Anyway, man, today was the first day, actually starting last night. This has been the first day or so where I'm feeling like the social tension of this. Does that make sense?
yeah.
Oh, just listen to the way I'm talking.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
I can tell it's really getting to you, Billy, man. Hang in there, brother.
So bad.
Just know we love you, man. You're not alone. You're here with us right now. But like, just like you were talking about in your video that I watched today, Chuck, or maybe it was yesterday I watched it. I can't remember what day it was that I watched it. One day's just blurring into the next at this
It
point.
really is.
It's
I
starting
did not
to
know
have,
today was Friday.
yeah. Yeah, me neither. I was like, what? Oh shit, it's Friday. So yeah, I think it's starting to have a psychological effect, and that psychological effect is starting to become sort of exponentially amplified within the population.
Yeah.
Pissing me off. I was gonna say it really fucking mean, but I'm not gonna anymore. I can tell he's like, Billy, you probably shouldn't fucking do that. But
No,
all right.
what you gotta say? What you gotta say?
There's guys like me. There's guys like me that are in the entertainment industry, that are not essential, and they got laid off a fucking month ago. And we were told 2 weeks. And the CDC said, if everybody would just stay in for 2 weeks, we'd get this over with real quick. And there's motherfuckers that they don't have ears. And I'm sorry, but if you don't
they
have
ignored
ears,
it.
you're going to end up without freedom or maybe even a pulse. And you're causing guys like me to stay in longer and longer and longer. And it's pissing us off. And it will If there's a lot more people not working than there is working, and you're afraid of civil unrest, God damn it, people like me will start it. I'm ready to at this
Yeah,
point.
That's going to be
There's
that's
6
actually going to be a
Yeah, no,
problem.
I
here.
get it.
there's
that was
6
my point
million
on,
people that they applied for unemployment as of today, I think.
Yeah, I saw 10 million, but just like this
wow.
is Billy, that's exactly what I was talking to Chuck about in the comments of his video. Is that this whole situation is rife for civil unrest,
Yeah. Yeah.
especially if it goes on for 3, 4, 5, 6 more months
Well,
until
and
the fall.
especially people like me who don't live with anybody else. Like,
Yeah,
I'm here in my apartment by myself.
Yeah, that's rough. You need to
No, I
start video gaming, bro.
No,
Now, I
that's why-
understand motovloggers getting on their bikes and going out, and they go for a quick ride, and then they end up back at home. But I see more people going out for a ride, stopping, getting off, touching shit, getting back
Yeah.
on their bikes,
going inside,
somewhere
go
else,
into
touching
a
shit.
convenience store, getting a Red Bull, chatting up
Yeah.
the clerk, doing
Yeah.
all that stuff.
And
Exactly.
for all you motovloggers out there doing that, fuck you, man. Fuck
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, if you're going to go out and ride, don't interact with anybody.
Yeah.
Like, I think
Yeah,
I
that's
said
my
that in
rule.
video. Like, if you're going to go out and ride, don't fucking talk to anybody. Stay by yourself.
And there's
You know
other
what's,
motovloggers too. There's other motovloggers going out of state on vacation, and certain states that are on lockdown, not giving a fuck, going in, renting a cabin, and fucking doing stupid fucking shit. Saying, oh, it's for work. I'm sure it's so fucking essential to go to a goddamn vacation cabin. Fuck
Right?
you. All right?
Yeah.
I saw
Sorry, I'm done.
Billy, I saw where your governor basically came out and he said, look, if you don't live in Tennessee, do not come to Tennessee. You're not welcome here right now.
That's right. And there was a guy, to clarify that, there was a guy at my local food city that was beaten half to death for having out-of-state plates. So watch
Wow.
the fuck out.
Holy crap, man.
Yeah, well,
Damn.
Rhode Island, Connecticut, and Florida have already closed their borders.
Yeah, the Florida
Really?
governor's a fucking
Yeah,
idiot. though.
Texas is going to do that too. Where there are already mutterings about Texas basically closing our borders.
So-
And if you don't live in the state, if you don't have you better have a Texas ID or a Texas address or Texas driver's license. They're going to start. I don't know how they're going to enforce it. That's the next big logistical
California's going to
problem.
be like, everybody come here. It's okay. You can come here. We'll help you. Fucking
Yeah. Come get on our government pit. We'll take care of you.
I really feel sorry for the people who this is affecting the most. People who live hand to mouth and now suddenly they have no income.
Oh, yeah, man.
I try to be very cognizant and very heartfelt and mindful about that. I mean, I'm lucky. I'm debt free. My wife has retirement income. All of my business shit can fall completely off, and I'll still have money coming in
Yeah, me,
and no bills. But I'm one of a very few in the American population who is like that.
I know
Right.
me and my wife had several conversations where we're kind of talking about like how fortunate we are with everything going on. We're like
Yeah.
you're saying in the very fortunate side of people
Yeah.
right now in the economy that
So if my businesses keep slowing down over the next week or two, I'm going to try to look for something I can volunteer to do that helps people. I don't know what that might be. I mean, I don't know what's going on. I need to dig into what's going on. But my wife and I were both talking about that. We need to figure out something we can do
so
that helps the people that are just having a
So-
horrifying time right
so
now.
You can
something
deliver
so
food.
no so something Mr.
Yeah.
Fish said that I haven't seen happen here in the United States. He said over where in Europe or in London, the older people put cards in their window. A green card they'll leave in their window if they're okay, and a red card if they need help, if they need food, if they need something, because they can't leave the house. So they put these cards in your window so people coming by can see, someone needs assistance here, right? I thought
Right.
that was
Yeah.
really fucking good.
I
idea.
know.
Mhm.
Here, Meals on Wheels is looking for volunteers to deliver meals. Not
Oh,
just
really?
old people, but to anybody that needs food.
That's the same thing's going on here, Ghost. But you know what happened? There was a card that went up across the street that was red, and you know what it made me? You know what it reminded me of? Because I'm a history buff. It reminded me of the bubonic plague when they'd go out with the red paint.
Yeah,
and
Yeah.
mark a house. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Even after was it Hurricane Ike, and you ride through New Orleans and you see the X's on the houses.
Yeah.
That shit's still fucking. I remember that. Like after I went
They
Man,
do
that's
that
fucking
shit after
scary.
tornadoes.
It's just weird.
Yeah.
Very creepy.
Like we did that after a tornado hit our a small town outside of my home, where we were the guys going into these collapsed houses, making sure there wasn't anybody in there, and then marking up the house as clear.
Mhm.
And it's fun until you find somebody, and then it's
Yeah.
not so fun anymore.
Yeah, a lot of people think like the movies. A lot of people they say it at the same time. It's really funny. They say science fiction turns into science fact, but then they say, "Oh, Mad Max is totally implausible." That would happen in 5 years.
Oh, less than 5 years.
Less
It'd only take a
Oh
very
no,
short time for that to happen.
dude, yeah, that
5
book
days.
that Ghost and I are listening to
Yeah.
within a week or so,
Yeah,
we'd be
shit was
fucked.
falling apart. It'd be
Like
about
shit,
a week.
shit would
Yeah.
just get bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
Hell, even within a couple days, if they were to shut everything down like completely, and you couldn't get anything, if they're beating each other up over toilet paper, like we got a
So,
week.
the kicker,
We got a week. Yeah.
the thing that kicks this kind of stuff off is the loss of electricity.
Yeah.
In New York City,
Yeah.
once the electricity went down, it took 36 hours for society to completely break down in New York.
Exactly. That's
You're
a
not-
perfect
well,
example.
You're not lying, dude. I've already gathered all my bullets, cleaned my guns, sharpened my knives, and identified the richest houses in
Yeah.
the neighborhood. I'm not fucking joking.
When the very barest utilities go down, that's when shit starts happening really fast. So running water and electricity, one of those two things goes out, that's when shit starts going down.
Well, let's hope that doesn't happen.
I
That-
don't think so.
well-
I mean, look at how bad
No.
China and
If
Italy
you-
have gotten, and that hasn't happened. So.
Right. And if you look
No.
at what government services are doing right now, the main things they're concentrating on is sort of a three-legged stool. They are concentrating on number one, not overwhelming and cratering the healthcare infrastructure.
Yeah.
That's the first thing. But then after that, they're looking at making sure the infrastructure works properly and making sure that people who need sustenance are getting it. So I think, yeah, it's like Ghost just said, even in the countries that have been hit the hardest by this, nobody's starving to death and nobody's without water or electricity right now. or
Unless they
sewer.
were already starving to death, like Venezuela.
Right.
I don't think I'm starving to death. I'm pretty sure that I'm
Yeah,
not.
I'm pretty sure you're not, bro.
Hey, let me
Yeah.
tell you guys, I'll tell you guys something pretty badass. My wife, who like me grew up very, very poor, had some excellent foresight in all this. About 3 weeks ago, we went and did a whole bunch of shopping, and I'm not going to say we hoarded because none of the limits were in place yet, but we really haven't had to go to the store in a couple of weeks, and we won't have to for a pretty long time. But what she did was, instead of buying a bunch of bread, she
Flour.
bought stuff to make bread.
Yep.
And
Oh
dude,
yeah,
she's
my wife.
been making-
My wife does that too. She's in the kitchen making bread right now.
Yeah, my wife made bread
Oh.
today again, and
Make
oh
that bread,
my
woman.
god, dude,
that bread.
store bought bread sucks balls, man.
Bread
Mhm.
smells so good when you're making it.
Oh
too.
my gosh, and it's so from here on out, I think that we may, because
It's
it's
only-
cheaper for one thing. Yeah, we may just start making our own bread like we're doing now on a more regular basis than buying the store bought stuff because it's so damn good.
It is good, man. You just got to slice it yourself, and you can slice it as thick as you want.
Yeah, absolutely.
What you need to stock up on is peanut butter and Nutella.
Mhm.
Yo, peanut butter's hard to find.
Yeah, but that's what
Yeah,
you need.
I,
Like a quarter of a
And
jar of peanut butter. is
I have a
a
peanut butter problem. The one jar that I did get, it's almost empty.
Yeah, that's the other thing we've been doing that's gonna make me fat is we've been making homemade peanut butter cookies, dude,
Yeah.
and they're so good.
Yeah.
It's just a cup of creamy peanut butter, a cup of sugar, and one egg. Mix it all up, and then put it in at about 375, and they're so delicious, man. It's stupid.
Yo,
FYI, Kroger's and Food City have gallons of Peter Pan. They sell gallons
Really?
of Peter Pan. Yeah, man. We got
Dang,
them.
I have neither one of those.
They're in a paper, one of those paper tubes like oatmeal comes in.
Yeah.
What is
I
Peter
can't
Pan?
chat with anybody.
Peter Pan is not as good a peanut butter as say Jif or Skippy, but it is.
I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah, Peter Pan is like a government peanut butter.
Yeah,
but
I know
it's
what you're
it's
talking
still
about.
pretty good. It's
Yeah,
still
it's
pretty
nice.
darn good. Yeah, it's
It's
real
peanut.
sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But hey, a gallon.
I can't chat.
That's a lot of calories. Think about how many calories is in a gallon of Peter Pan and how long a human being could survive on those calories.
All the
I
fat
don't want to think about it. I just want to eat it.
Yeah, me too. Because I love
Yeah.
me some peanut
Dude.
butter, boy.
God damn.
And
Dude.
if you
Oh,
can,
I
if you
love
can get
it.
a hold of, if you can get a hold of
Ye-
peanuts and a little bit of oil, you can make it.
That's
Yeah,
too much work. That's too much work, man.
Actually,
Well,
no.
then you
All
don't
you
like
need,
it.
Kenny, all you really need. Do you have a food processor or a bullet?
Yeah,
or something
yeah,
like that. That's all you got to
I've
do.
thought
is
about making a peanut butter myself too. I like when it's like see what you get like the fat free ones or like the reduced fat. How the peanut butter is like a little bit like denser.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no oil.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I like
Really?
that a lot.
If you get
Oh,
the
yeah.
natural peanut butter, the oil will separate from it over time and rise to the top, and you can remove the oil from it if you want to do it that way. But of course, when I buy natural peanut butter, I just re-stir it back in there because it tastes good.
Yeah, I always restir that shit.
Me too. But if you pour the oil out into a pan and put a chicken wing in that bitch,
Oh,
What?
yes.
That
I
is-
didn't
What?
ever think of that. Dude, that's a great
What?
idea. I'm totally
chicken
doing that
wing and
now.
peanut butter. Is that wait? Did I?
no,
No,
the
the
oil,
oil.
peanut
Oh.
oil, the oil that sells.
Oil.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
That's how you deep
That's
fry
like
a
a-
turkey for Thanksgiving is in peanut butter oil.
Well, yeah, peanut
What?
butter.
Peanut oil.
Exactly. Ooh, good point. Dude, I'm gonna
I've
totally
never
do
done that. I've never done that before. Ghost.
Oh, you'll
Thanksgiving,
freak out.
fried turkey.
Basics,
I've
you'll
never done
freak
that.
the
Fried
fuck
turkey,
out.
fried turkey and peanut butter.
Dude, we're getting all kinds of good survival techniques from each other tonight.
Yep.
I'll tell you the next thing I'm doing because it's the weather's just right. I'm gonna plant a little victory garden in my backyard and grow some tomatoes.
We
and
already
whatnot.
started. We
Did
planted.
you?
We planted zucchini, cucumber, bell peppers, and I forgot what the other thing was.
Ghost, you live in the desert. All that shit's gonna die.
I
have a
have
bunch of-
an automatic sprinkler system that waters
Oh.
Oh, he's got that fancy sprinkler.
Yeah.
I live in the desert too, but we have
When we
plenty of
leave,
water.
when we lose electricity, it's just gonna die.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, Ghost. So is now's the time of year to be doing that, right? You need to be planning now. Is that right?
Yeah. Right now is the time to
Yeah.
plant.
Okay.
Within the next within the
Next
next
couple
30
weeks.
days.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude, I managed to find a motion activated sprinkler.
I know.
So
I
you-
saw that video. That shit was dope.
dude,
What's that?
it's a fucking sprinkler that just goes off when something's in front of it moving. So a squirrel tries to get in my garden, it turns into an Antifa member being hit by a fucking
Antifa squirrel.
It's fucking water hosed.
Oh yeah, awesome, man. Not one hole in my garden.
Get going, squirrel.
We have two squirrels living in our backyard right now, Carlos and Fluffy. And
You named them.
I keep thinking to myself,
Well, you
Fluffy.
can become dinner, Fluffy.
yeah, I know. We have a bunch of dove in our backyard, and we have those two squirrels, and I'm thinking I could cook every one of those motherfuckers.
Yeah.
gotta-
That's why I got my live traps, man. If shit hits the fan like you guys are talking about, say grocery stores go down and everybody has to stay inside. I got the live traps. I got my BB guns. So the neighbors don't hear the gunshots.
Yeah.
I'm gonna eat.
Yeah, I have a
If it's gonna
22
be their
caliber-
dog, I'm gonna whatever.
Yeah, whatever. You got to survive, man.
You know
Exactly.
what I've noticed during this whole thing is that I've spent a lot more on groceries.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because you're sitting at home munching all the time.
Yeah, you're not going out to eat. You're not going to
I've-
the movies.
I've actually
Yeah.
eaten
Well,
less,
it's-
but I've wanted more food in the house.
Yeah, and it's like when I go to like the store, like I'm trying not to hoard things, but I'm buying what's left, which is the more expensive food.
Not me.
because everybody's buying all the cheaper shit. Like we bought like a lot of the like vegan foods. I mean, it's stuff that we kind of buy anyway. Like not that we're vegan, but I like some of like the weird chicken meat stuff that's not chicken.
Mhm.
But yeah, we were buying more stuff.
I know I've been trying to make it the longest between having to go to like the longest time between going to the stores. But when we go to the stores, one thing I've been telling my wife is like, look, right now is the time. Is if you find a shelf with fucking top ramen, you find canned foods that we like, you buy what they let you to buy, just to have in the house right now. Because that's the stuff that doesn't expire. That's the stuff that you can have. If shit hits the fan, stuff like that.
You don't
Right?
want to be eating
Played
ramen.
Fallout 4. Take a lesson.
Like what?
I said you don't want to be eating ramen if shit hits the fan.
Yeah.
I'm eating
That-
ramen when shit hits the fan. I'm happy.
No, that shit'll dehydrate
I've-
you so fast.
I've rekindled my love for pot pies.
Well,
I never
and
lost my love. For
I have
Popeyes.
rekindled my love for beans because my wife bought. We have those printer paper boxes that reams of paper come in.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
We have 3 boxes full of beans.
Oh, there you
Go
go.
to Tim's house.
Today we had black bean and Spanish rice burritos. That was the
Oh,
meal
that's
I ate
bomb.
today. Yeah, man,
Can't
good
go
stuff.
wrong with that.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's interesting how. And here's another thing: have you guys seen this like on your local Craigslist and your local Facebook marketplaces? People bartering for things.
No.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, like hey, I'll trade you half a dozen eggs for this much
What?
peanut butter or
Really?
whatever. Yeah, oh
Yeah.
yeah, dude.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, and nextdoor.com is one of the big places for it. Hey, I've got this. If anybody wants to trade this or that,
I haven't seen
I've
that.
got it. Yeah.
Although so here's the funny story. So I've had this Kenny. So when we bought the house, I was going through issues with the gardener, and then Kenny had an extra lawnmower, like an old electric lawnmower, and so he gave it to me. Right? So he's like, "Here, take this." So then, like, we got a gardener. I'm like, "Kenny, I don't want your fucking lawnmower. Take it back." And he's like, "Fuck you. You sell it. I don't want to deal with it." And I was like, "Okay, whatever." So I try to sell it. I have not been able to sell it for about a year. I have not been able to sell it. No one fucking like people like message, but then they never come through. So then my gardener came one day, and I said, "Fuck this." I go out there and I'm like, "Hey, you want this?" And this was like 3 weeks ago. I go, "Hey, you want this?" And he goes, "Yeah, I'll take it." So I'm like, "Here, have it. I don't want it." So all of a sudden he stops showing up, and I'm like, "Fuck! I gave him my fucking lawnmower. Now I can't do the lawn." And then on the other side, I get a hit up. I forgot to take down the post, and all of a sudden, 10 times a day, I'm getting hit up being asked for this fucking lawnmower. I'm like, fuck you guys. Yeah.
Yeah, Bongo Fury, I agree. It is like living in a disaster movie. It's like living in the movie Night of the Comet.
I've
Yeah.
really put myself into video games lately. A little more than I probably should, but that's where I've been. It's gotten my mind off of trying to look and read new news articles, and I've just been playing video games. I've been playing with a group of guys, and we've just been fucking laughing our asses off. It's been good.
I've been reading.
I've been
about
having
the-
to trying to get the wife to stay off the internet and stop looking
It's
up
not
shit,
easy.
especially
It's
like
hard,
right
man.
before bed.
I've been
Like,
playing
turn that shit
guitar
off,
and
man.
I forgot to, and I was going to save this for my own video on my own channel, but I'm going to go ahead and let the cat out of the bag because I love you all you guys so much. I got another motorcycle,
Ooh.
What'd you get?
a 1980 Suzuki GS 1100. It's going to be a project bike.
Nice.
shit.
That's cool. That's something to work on.
I
Make
got to
some
go
good
pick it up.
videos.
Yeah, it's going to be some good videos, and it is a bastard fast motorcycle. It's the old Katana, early 80s Katana engine.
That's
That's what
what Ghost
everybody
likes.
should be doing. That's what everybody should be doing right now, man. You want to fucking keep on making videos, keep on fucking making money, keep on getting your Patreons in. Use your Patreon, whatever the fuck. Go get a bike, get a frame. You can get it for $200. Make fucking a build series.
That's
That's
the
a cool looking
Patreons,
bike.
man. You know that shit bothers me.
Why?
Well, because I signed up for the 650E like Patreon because he's giving away an H2 and sure, like I'll take an H2s and it's only a couple bucks a month.
That sounds
But
too true.
What?
yeah, well I so through the the H2 kind of like owners network, like I've talked to a guy who is friends with the guy that won the last giveaway. So it's shit that happens. Like I know it's for real. I know it's legit. But some of the videos that are coming out is like, we installed an air filter. I'm like, oh, dude, like,
Anybody
really
can do
like
that,
I'm
yeah.
getting charged. Yeah, I'm getting charged like $10 a video because you installed an air filter.
I think you're looking at the Patreon the wrong way. The Patreon isn't the Patreon isn't like I'm gonna pay this and I'm gonna get better content. It's I'm gonna pay this because I really like this content creator and I want to support him and
Yeah.
help his channel. That's what Patreon.
That's yeah. So I'm looking at it as like, hey, I'm just doing it for the entries so I can win this fucking bike.
right.
Because
Exactly.
I'd rather pay like maybe $300 or $400 for a raffle than go spend full price on another bike.
That's too expensive.
But yeah, it's frustrating. It's like, god damn it! Like that's all it is. Like you put out another video and I got charged another couple bucks because you put in an air
That's what
filter.
most of them
Oh,
do.
man.
You're
You know,
paying shit.
and I'm not. I mean, I'm not a Patreon, but from knowing him, I feel like Jake the Garden Snake does Patreon the right way, where he produces a video, and then it may have extra content or extended content that only goes to the Patreon, and then a shorter video goes to YouTube. I mean, still a good video, but he adds a little extra and provides a little more. But again, you're doing Patreon to support a content creator that you appreciate, right? Versus,
Yeah.
hey, I'm gonna get something
in,
out of this.
in that respect, I get that. That's yeah.
So
So
it's
think about
just-
it like that, it is right.
And most of Patrons are like not. You have to pay $10. It's usually like $1 and then whatever, at least $1 a month, and then whatever else you want. So if this dude's saying $10, that's kind of.
Yeah, it was like a $10 tier and a $20 tier, but then you get.
Oh, that sounds like some
you
car
enter
salesman bullshit.
Yeah, yeah.
the
exactly.
raffle to enter. After this one is over, I'm gonna turn mine off.
Call him out.
I just wanted to do it just to.
Call him out first before you turn it off. Don't let anybody.
Oh
fucking-
no, I'm not calling him out, and I think his videos are decent. I mean,
I haven't watched it in a long time.
I just it's. Some of his videos are really good, and even some of the Patreon videos are good. Like I like watching that mechanic guy that he's got. He talks through stuff pretty well.
All right, listen. Anybody on Patreon that says they're going to give you a Ferrari, call them out and fuck them off. That's about it.
I just want to win. I think this one is you have a choice between a 2019 H2 and whatever it was the last bike, one of the Aprilia somethings that they didn't give away last time.
I spent so many years of my life scamming people. When I hear shit like that, it makes me so mad.
Yeah,
I don't anymore.
I don't like anybody's content that much to pay extra for it. So it's no offense to him.
Yeah, no, I totally understand. I've never been a Patreon of anybody for different reasons, and I probably am just being a dick. I probably should, you know. But
I hate all your stuff.
I know where you're. I'm just saying I know where you're coming from,
Yeah,
sort
yeah.
of in principle.
Some people deserve it and need it. Other people are making $5,000 a month on their shit, and they throw the up and they don't need it. But some of those people also are not saying they need it. They just have a Patreon, like Jake. He
Yeah.
says, "Hey, I don't need it." But
and if I'm honest, I should be supporting Jake because Jake has two little babies, and
Yeah.
you know what I mean. Like if I was going to support anybody, I would support Jake. I'm not going to support the guy who's like, "Hey, support the channel, and I'll use it to buy motorcycles, and I'll use it to buy this, and I'll use it to buy that for your entertainment." I'm more apt to support the Patreon of a dude who's trying to feed his two little kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you support your
Yeah.
family. Yeah.
And
Right
so here, this is it.
Yeah,
Right
that's
here.
fucking
I mean,
nice.
that's not the bike, but it's
yeah,
the
I looked it
bike.
up. That looks
I was
dope.
about to say, what work does that bike need, Ken?
Well, no. The one I'm getting,
that looks shinier than than
yeah, the one
a
I
lot of bikes
got
I've
is
ever seen.
purple. It's basically this bike, but it's purple. And the dude I haven't gone to pick it up yet.
Shit.
But the dude put a Vetter fairing on it. That's going right on eBay for as much money as I can get for it. I'm stripping it down to look something more like this right here.
I love those Suzuki inline engines.
Oh yeah, man. That's the predecessor. That right there is the predecessor to the predecessor.
Same
He
thing.
got COVID. He got the COVID.
Because it's predesexy. No, it's the predecessor to the GSXR engine.
That bread smells good.
What the hell?
Bread.
I think
Sorry.
you burnt the bread. I heard it.
Tell your whore to shut up. I'm just kidding. I just wanted to say that. I'm so sorry.
Oh,
Damn,
Whoa.
that's all on the internet forever.
men are talking right now.
Sorry,
I heard somebody say that one day, and I was like, God, I hope I get to say that sometime.
What up, Mr. Nice?
well, there's your chance.
What up, Mr. Nice? How you doing tonight?
Going back outside. Man, you guys are mean.
I didn't mean to get you in trouble. I just was
No, you didn't. No, I'm just.
You know what I'm thinking? You know what? I just had this weird thought. I wonder if somebody is making aftermarket katana bodywork for those bikes.
Ooh, I bet so.
Probably.
Ooh, that's going to send me down a search wormhole.
You
Yeah,
mean
that's
for
something
the,
fancy.
for that bike, the GS.
For the GS 1100, because the Katana, the first Katanas were GS 1100 engines.
Oh my god, that's good.
Oh,
That's too.
Don't make
Yeah, that's too cool of a thing for someone not to have done it.
Yeah, I think you're right. Okay, I'll have to look around for that. So anyway, I'm excited about it. I just haven't had a chance to go get it yet because the dude has the bike at his parents' house in their shop, and they're old and social distancing and all that. So we got to figure out a way for me to get over there and pick
Oh
it
yeah,
up.
it's there. You go. I think this is what you 83 to 85.
Mine's an 80.
Oh,
It's a 1980 GS 1100E.
Man, I was
no.
like 4.
A G. Actually, I think it's a G. Mine is a G. I haven't seen it in person
a
yet.
G1100.
GS 1100G 1980.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm just excited to go get it. I'm hoping I can go get it early next week sometime. He said it ran 9 years ago, the last time he ran it.
Oh,
So-
fuck.
I know it's in good shape. It looks great, but I know I'm going to have to, the first thing I'm going to have to do is put a battery in it and take the carburetors off and put a new carburetor kit in it, which is no problem, man. I just did that on my ZRX 1200R, so it's fresh in my mind. And I'll probably do all stock everything. In fact, I'll probably use all the same jets and everything, just get new gaskets, and I'll use a jet drill and all that, get everything cleaned out, get all the varnish out of the carburetors, put it back on, put a battery in, clean all the fluids, put clean fluids in it, and I bet that son of a bitch starts right up.
Fork seals.
Yeah, probably so. It'll probably need fork seals. It'll probably need obviously new tires.
All the rubber bits.
Yeah, I'm anticipating things like clutch cable and throttle cables. Those will probably need to be replaced. So it's going to be a bit of a refurbishing project, but I don't think it'll be a full-on restoration project like my 78 KZ was. We'll see. We will see.
Yeah,
At any rate, it's going to give me something to do over the next month or two.
right.
However long this shit takes.
Mm-hmm.
Man, my governor announced before he made the official lockdown that we can expect our peak in November. I'm like, fuck.
That's what everybody's saying. But honestly, Billy, I think it may be a little bit sooner because if you look at Johns Hopkins right now and look at the curve and you compare it to other high risk virus curves, we're already getting up to the top of it. So I'm thinking honestly that by midsummer we'll start coming down the other side of the peak. I hope I'm right on that.
Well,
I hope you're right.